just have a few people coming on now. Let me just let them come on and then we will begin. Okay, everyone, good afternoon again. Okay, I know some others are coming on, but I think we should begin. For those of you who are early, I don't want to keep back a time anymore. So, good afternoon, everybody. It's a joy, absolute joy to have you here this evening. And the reason why we have asked you to come is because of the phenomenal opportunity that I believe this is for you. And I know that I was speaking to some people, and some people said, I have one guy particularly told me what I remember about this is that it didn't work for me. And some people said it worked for me, it didn't work for me. Well, we don't know. But what we do know is that for you, this is a phenomenal financial opportunity for you. And we have Dr. Homer here with us this afternoon, who will be doing the presentation. And we know that you can't come better than Dr. Homer, right? It's hard to come better than him. And so we want to thank you for joining us this evening. I hope that this meeting is a great one for you, even as you listen and make your own decision. But thank you so much. I'll turn it over to Dr. Homer now.
Good afternoon, everyone. And as always, it's my pleasure and my honor to be able to speak to you and anyone who's interested in developing their lives in any way. When Dr. Glasgow asked me if I would speak to um, a few people she wanted to share the opportunity with, even though it's new to me and I am still um, unfolding and putting all the pieces together, I was more than happy to do so. Uh, I believe that you all are aware that it is to do with the digital financial space, dealing with cryptocurrencies and the whole world of digital finance. I have been in that space in the past and in various ways, both on the trading side of it as well as the investing side of it. Excuse me. And just when I was asked if I would speak to people about this particular opportunity, I was happy to do so because it's different. Having invested in a number of things in my life, and having invested in this, I really do think it is one of the best investments that I've ever made of all the investments that I have. And so this morning, I started to put together some information that I can share with you. It is going to be brief. You will have an opportunity to ask questions at the end. It is going to involve 3 videos, the longest of which is 5 minutes. And then there's one that's less than 1 minute. There's another one that's a minute and a half. and there's another one that's 3.5 minutes. These videos will help to paint the picture. And I'm going to, as I go through with you, and then we will have an opportunity to have a discussion afterwards. So I'll try not to make it lengthy. So I'm going to share my screen now, and we're going to get in to what this afternoon is going to be all about. Let me see. In essence, what we're going to be talking about really is the future of global finance. And I'm sure everyone here is aware to some degree that the world has been evolving for a number of years now. We have been evolving more and more towards a digital and a cashless economy. There are parts of the world that are already doing that are cashless. There are places in Asia and places in China, for example, and some places in Europe that you cannot use any cash. And there's some places that won't even accept anything like a check anymore. That's now all old school. And so, but we have come to a point in time where we're about to cross over into a new era, and that has been coming, and it's not it's not even a question, and it's not even is no longer debatable of where the world is going to be in the next few years. There is a YouTube video, if I can point you to it, of the IMF, the International Monetary Fund. They have an annual conference every year, and last month it was held in Washington here in the US. And you have some of the major players like the IMF, the World Bank, JP Morgan, one of the biggest financial institutions in the world, and others, all discussing the future of global finance. And the consensus across the board is it is unstoppable that the world is going to go into a global financial system and that fiat currencies are going to begin to decline. And one person said that it is no point of the banks trying to resist it anymore because it's unstoppable, especially since President Donald Trump signed the Genius Act to make the United States the crypto capital of the world. We'll talk a little bit more about that in a minute. But that is what opened the floodgates, so to speak. So we're going to be talking about where we are and transitioning into that, what that means for us. And so I'm going to begin with the first video, which is it really is bringing us to a place where we're going to see the next major shift in global prosperity. What this means in many ways, beyond what we're going to talk about today, it's opening up opportunities and it's opening up potentials that never existed before in the world. And so this is no longer about something that is we're going to think about. It is no longer an option anymore. And so let's take a look at this video. This is the longest one, that's 5 minutes. Let's get into it.
Back in the 1950s and 60s, debit and credit cards first appeared. At the time, their main use was simple. You'd get a card and go to a bank or an ATM, and you would draw cash and you would drive to the store and you would pay for your groceries. But here's the problem. Until the POS networks matured, there wasn't much utility and adoption was slow. That changed when 3 different US presidents signed acts and brought in the modern credit card system. Those acts, step by step, created the card networks, the terminals, and the regulations that made cards mainstream. And look where we are today. These machines are everywhere. They're on every countertop and in every store. Now, instead of driving to the bank for cash, you just swipe, insert, and tap a card at the register. And when you do, that payment travels instantly to a secured Visa or MasterCard data center, a data switch center. These facilities are like Fort Knox for transactions, highly secured, locked down, packed with rows and rows of servers. And inside those servers are CPU chips validating your transaction in real time, checking with your bank to confirm the funds are there before the cashier says you're good to go. So over the years, those same terminals added Apple Pay and other digital wallets. That was the next big leap. Suddenly, you could pay straight from your phone. And today, the next leap is already here. Digital currencies, crypto. Now, why do I say that? The President of the United States said the U.S. will be the crypto capital of the world. And just like LBJ and President Ford and President Carter, he signed the Genius Act to ensure it. And because the very same POS companies that brought us credit cards and Apple Pay are now moving to add crypto. Take Ingenico, for instance, the pioneer. They are the global market leader with 120 plus countries and tens of millions of machines and devices. Now look at Verifone. Verifone is dominant in the US, processing over 8 trillion transactions for brands, $8 trillion in transactions for brands like Starbucks, BP, McDonald's, and PAX. Look at them. PAX with more than 80 million devices across 120 countries. Now, together with NCR, these four giants represent the rails of the global commerce. And here's the breakthrough. Ingenico is now integrating Miracle Pay directly into their terminals, just like Apple Pay was added years ago. Miracle Pay will sit on those screens as an option for crypto payments. That means someone walks up to the counter and selects crypto and pays instantly, all through Miracle Pay. Think about the scale, folks. Verifone and Ingenico alone control nearly half of the world's POS terminals. Add PAX and NCR, and you're looking at a majority of the world's transactions. Now, crypto is being woven into that fabric, and Miracle Pay is right there. Now, look right here. It doesn't stop there. The same Miracle Pay CPU nodes that power and validate those transactions now on the blockchain can be purchased. For about $1,200, you can own one of these nodes. And every time a transaction runs through a gas station, a grocery store, airports, Ubers, etc., you name it, you participate in that transaction flow, just like Visa does. But this time, everyday people can own a piece of the rails. But here's the key difference. Visa and MasterCard run on centralized chips, locked inside undisclosed data switch centers. Miracle Pay, on the other hand, runs on decentralized nodes. That means instead of one central station controlling everything, each node owner holds the responsibility for security. The intelligence is spread out across network so that validation is secure, unstoppable, and no single entity can control or shut it down. And here's why that matters. There will only ever be 210,000 CPU nodes in existence. That's it. Tens of thousands are already gone, and a buying frenzy is underway. Once they're sold out, they're gone forever. And there's only one way to get them. CPU nodes can only be purchased through Miracle's approved marketing outlet, Bellator.
So in that one, there are a couple of things that we want to highlight. Miracle Pay, who and what is Miracle Pay? We're going to get to that in a minute. When we use credit card transactions or any type of a card transactions at these terminals, they have to be validated by CPU chips within a global software that's run by Visa, MasterCard. They basically have the monopoly on that. So we want to understand now how does the digital currencies, cryptocurrencies, stable coins, and these, how does that play into this and what is it going to mean for us? And so we want to just bear in mind from there, we can see that there's been an evolution from the time there were cards and where we have come to today, and how cards are being used, how we transition to Apple Pay and Google Pay and these digital wallets that are now available. And with this Genius Act that Trump has signed, this is what has now shifted everything and made a difference. I think it is worth us going through to understand this Genius Act that has been passed into law and is going to come to full fruition by the end of this month. It's important for us to understand what does it mean for us as individuals, that we want to look at positioning ourselves in the global economy and how it's shifting. What does it mean for us? Before, in the crypto world, there were concerns about compliance. There were concerns about trust. There were concerns about standardizations and things like that when it comes to digital assets and cryptocurrencies. This now brings regulatory clarity and security to that, to where we don't need to have those concerns anymore. Legislation is now being put in place now to make that all, in other words, cryptocurrencies now become bona fide, legalized payment transactions now. So it's removed all the mist about that. It also means financial inclusion. This is something that never existed for the unbanked before. People who were unable to transact with banks and have bank accounts and be able to have services through the banks, people they call the unbanked, those populations of which there are many, they now have a way to be able to participate in the economy of commerce across the world now. So it now eliminates that problem for the unbanked. Everyone now becomes included. It also means that this decentralization and sovereignty, it now gives us individuals and organizations more control over their wealth. Whereas before, we are dependent on institutions for that. There are institutions and there are banks that you can go to that, depending on certain conditions, they would not even release your own money to you. And there are a number of situations that can arise where the bank will hold your money and not give you access to it. That now becomes impossible to happen within this new economy. The Genius Act also opens up the way for accelerated adoption. The questions about how long it will take for digital currencies to be adopted into the global economy, it now changes that. And the acceleration, according to some of the major players in the global financial arena, they're saying that this is not going to just 10x it forward, it's going to million exit forward. It's going to be an exponential growth into the adoption of digital assets now because of this Genius Act. And so it now also allows for economic growth and innovation in ways that was not possible before. So you're talking about new business models and cross-border commerce without the hindrance, without the restrictions that financial institutions now can impose. It's now going to eradicate all of that. And it's now new cycles of economic expansion that we never had before. This new digital economy expansion, it accelerates the flow of value across borders via cryptocurrencies, digital wallets, and tokenized assets. This is language that we are going to start to become familiar with because we're going to hear about it more and more and more. And we need to open our eyes and our ears and pay attention to it, because this is not if it is, this is what it's going to be. And a lot of people may find themselves sleepwalking into this economy if we don't pay attention to it. And so the Genius Act has paved the way for what is going to happen. Bridging the old and bridging the new economy is going to be done through digital ecosystems. The digital ecosystems is what's going to run the financial services, the banking services, and all commerce in the future. They're already being established. Miracle Pay, which you just heard about, and which we're going to talk about in a minute, Miracle Pay is part of a digital ecosystem. It's just one asset within that system that offers an entire world of financial services. But that's going to be our focus this evening. And so let me just play this video is just a minute and a half that we're going to look at to give us an idea of what a digital ecosystem could be like, and as it relates particularly to the Miracle ecosystem.
Welcome to the future of business. Miracle Chain, where blockchain meets automation. And AI transforms how companies grow. Imagine onboarding customers with a tap, paying teams worldwide in seconds, and launching token ecosystems without writing a single line of code. With Iterato, your sales force becomes unstoppable. AI handles the follow-up, while gamification drives viral growth. Need to launch your own token? Miracle Launchpad and DEX give you everything: pre-sales, vesting, swaps, and full control. The Miracle Wallet simplifies finance. No seed phrases, just seamless access to crypto. Commissions and payments, secure, compliant, and easy to white label. And at the core, Miracle Chain. A private layer 2, built for scale, compliance, and automated global payouts. Whether you're selling online or in-store, Miracle Pay bridges fiat and crypto so you can do business anytime, anywhere. Miracle Chain. Powering the digital economy, one smart system at a time.
Now, the Miracle ecosystem is not the first ecosystem of its type, because there are others that are emerging, but it's the first ecosystem that offers digital interface into the old fiat model. And it's doing that through these existing payment terminals. Now, one of the challenges that we've had with cryptocurrencies along in the past is that cryptocurrencies run on blockchain networks. And I believe that we may be all familiar with that, even though we may not be altogether clear on how blockchain technology works. But all cryptos run on their own blockchain. And the problem in the past has been that if I have Bitcoin and I found someone who would accept my Bitcoin as payment, it can only be transacted on the Bitcoin network. Ethereum could only be transacted and verified on the Ethereum network, and so on. They had to run on their individual blockchains in order to process the transaction. Miracle has created a layer 2 multi-chain platform that interlinks all the blockchains together, meaning that it doesn't matter what cryptocurrency you use, Miracle accommodates it, and it also accommodates it into fiat currency. So in other words, it does not matter what country you live in or what cryptocurrency you may be transacting in, Miracle converts it all seamlessly from digital into fiat currency. So for example, and how is it doing that? It's doing that through these payment terminals. Right now, these are updated figures to what you just heard on the video. There's 663,640,000 point-of-sale terminals in businesses all around the world. This does not include online checkout as well, of which Ingenico, the first one, controls most of the online checkout payment platforms with online payment systems. But these are what's existing in businesses all across the globe. Ingenico, Pax, Verifone, and NCR account for 65% of the global terminals in 120 countries. Miracle Pay is integrating into these systems. In other words, these 4 providers are now installing and interfacing Miracle Pay into their systems. It's not partnering with them, they're integrating them into their units. So you need to think about that. The problem in the past has been, I have a cryptocurrency that I want you to accept. I have to give you a payment system that can run it. Bitcoin needs to do the same. Solana needs to do the same. Each one has to, and so a merchant must have a whole bunch of different payment systems to accept different cryptocurrencies. Now, so here it is, because a solution has been developed where these merchant terminals that account for 65% of global terminals in 120 countries, they now accommodate cryptocurrency payment as seamlessly as a card. And it does that with any cryptocurrency, so that they no longer have that problem. So regardless of what cryptocurrency you have, tens of millions of these machines all across the globe. Current numbers is 431,360,000 of these machines globally now can accept and run cryptocurrency as seamlessly as you can run a card. And it does not matter the cryptocurrency, nor does it matter the currency of that country. It all happens as seamlessly as if you were running a card. This has never been done before. So Miracle now integrates with these four providers on a global scale. To put that into further context, there are over 600 million people globally that own cryptocurrencies, according to recent statistics. Current growth is expected to exceed 1 billion in 2026. Digital wallets have been growing at 60% plus a year over year since 2023. I'm trying to show us how the world is gradually shifting that way. Between January and July of this year, stable coins, digital currencies, accounted for over $4 trillion in volume globally. And stable coins now make up about 30% of all on-chain, this is the blockchain crypto transactions volume. Now imagine, now I don't have the statistics here, but if those of you who are in this space may know, or if you don't, you can look into it. The crypto transactions globally, that's expected between now and 2030, could be as high as 70 trillion, of which 65% of that is going to be transacted through one of these four terminals. And many vendors have multiple terminals, by the way. And that's interesting for us to know, because what it means is that a lot of transactions, billions of transactions, are happening between these four platforms on an annual basis. In addition to that, when it comes to banks integrating crypto into their services, there are now 64 banks in Europe, 30 banks in North America, 24 banks in Asia, and 30 banks in South and Central America that now offering crypto banking services. The point is this, the shift, this is not about to happen, and the shift is already beginning to happen. And because Miracle ecosystem has come up with the solution that bridges the old and the new, is why these companies are partnering with the Miracle ecosystem to integrate cryptos into their system. Now, what does this mean for us in terms of the transactions and talking about blockchain technology and the nodes? Well, let's just take a look at the Miracle Pay system, get a better handle on it, and then I'm going to bring it down to where, bring it down to a finality, and then we can get into some questions. Miracle Pay is the first fiat and crypto payment gateway for online and retail transactions with instant conversions. It is converting crypto into fiat, and it converts fiat back to crypto. It is the first solution of its type that the world is getting, that the world is being introduced to, that for you and I, and for every merchant that uses one of those four POS terminals, they have that access. It runs on what is called Miracle Chain, which we just heard of. Miracle Chain is the Miracle ecosystem layer 2 blockchain platform. It's a next generation. It's beyond the blockchains that they've had before. So it is a next generation digital platform, and it bridges traditional finance with the decentralized world of crypto, offering secure, seamless, and scalable payment solutions for us as individuals and for businesses. This video is about 3.5 minutes long, and it tells us a little bit about Miracle Pay.
Welcome to Miracle Pay. Miracle Pay stands as a revolutionary crypto payment gateway designed to address the evolving landscape of transactions shifting towards blockchain. In a world where over 90% of e-commerce transactions occur through credit and debit cards, there's a growing consumer demand for the ability to purchase goods using cryptocurrencies. However, the challenge for e-commerce sites lies in managing various cryptocurrency wallets and integrating them seamlessly into their accounting processes. Key features: 1. Unified solution. Miracle Pay Online offers a comprehensive solution by allowing e-commerce sites to connect through an API or widget compatible with platforms like WordPress or Shopify. This enables the collection of payments through multiple cryptocurrencies, eliminating the need for merchants to manage separate wallets. 2. Merchant flexibility. Merchants have the flexibility to choose from a variety of cryptocurrencies offered by Miracle Pay Online. They can decide whether to use all available options or select specific ones, tailoring the payment process to their preferences. 2. Settlement options. Unlike other products in the market, Miracle Pay Online provides a unique feature allowing merchants to choose between settling transactions in cryptocurrency or converting them into fiat. Merchants can decide which cryptocurrencies are instantly converted to fiat and which ones are retained as digital assets. 4. Commission management. Merchants can decide whether to absorb the transaction commission or pass it on to consumers, providing them with control over the cost structure. Miracle Pay charges a commission for its services, and merchants can choose how to manage this aspect. 5. Multi-currency support. The platform is designed to support multi-currencies, enabling e-commerce sites to settle transactions in their local fiat currency. This adds a layer of flexibility, especially for businesses trading in specific regions. 6. Refund process. A distinctive feature of Miracle Pay Online is its built-in refund process, setting it apart from other products. Refunds are processed in cryptocurrency and are returned to the original wallet. Refunds within the EU are issued the same day, while those outside the EU take up to 48 hours. 7. Integration and self-service. Widgets. Miracle Pay Online offers self-service widgets that require no extensive integration efforts. The platform is designed to be plug-and-play, making it seamless for merchants to incorporate into their existing systems. 8. POS terminal integration. The platform shares similarities with electronic terminals, POEs. It handles transactions similar to the way a POS manages credit card transactions in the accounting system. While Miracle Pay can process transactions through POS terminals, certain functions, such as loan applications and purchasing agreements, are executed through a PC. 9. Future expansion. The versatility of Miracle Pay extends beyond cryptocurrency transactions. There are plans to explore additional functionalities, such as integrating with utility bill payment agents, creating more potential transaction opportunities. The concept of a Miracle credit card is also being considered. In summary, Miracle Pay emerges as a comprehensive and flexible solution for e-commerce sites, providing seamless cryptocurrency payment options, efficient settlement choices, and unique features like built-in refunds.
So that gives us an idea of Miracle Pay's what it offers in terms of for merchants, but also us as individuals. And I know the question will come and we'll answer it about how does that benefit us, and we'll get to that now. You heard in the first video how credit card payments are transacted through CPU nodes, and it all goes to Visa, MasterCard. On the blockchain, which processes all digital and crypto transactions, the transactions are validated by computers. They're called nodes. Nodes are cryptographic software that enables them to participate and interface in the blockchain. So rather than a CPU node or CPU chip, in the old model controlled by the credit card companies, blockchain, because of how it is transparent and it's decentralized, meaning there is no one central authority that does it, transactions are validated by multiple nodes spread across the blockchain. All blockchains work that way. The Miracle chain is no different. There are nodes spread across the chain, and you would have heard in the video that there are only going to be 210,000 Miracle nodes spread across its platform that validates every transaction. So the offer, what we're talking about today, is how you and I can participate in owning part of this infrastructure. We're talking about owning the infrastructure for life. And we're going to look at this video. This one is less than a minute, but it just gives us an idea of what the nodes are.
Nodes, the unsung heroes that tirelessly support blockchain infrastructure and lets all blockchain systems keep themselves in check. Think of them as the backbone of the blockchain. Networks require decentralized validation to ensure the security of transactions, where a decentralized network acts as a safeguard. Curious to learn more about how an everyday individual can participate in decentralized finance as a banker? That's where Miracle comes in. Node investments can be your ticket to passive income. As transactions flow through the blockchain, you, as a node investor, earn a share of the pie. It's a revolutionary way to make your money work for you, without the need for constant oversight. Our new products, Node and Leveler, are designed to make you a first mover in the world of blockchain investment. Embrace the future with Miracle, where Node, Phoenix, and Leveler work together to mitigate fluctuations. Your future starts here.
So what we're looking at is the first company, and more than likely not the only one that will happen in the future, but Miracle Ecosystem is the first company, the first institution that is offering a solution that bridges the digital world and the older fiat world seamlessly through a platform of payment systems that comprises 65% of the global share of how these transactions are made through the terminals. And these four big companies that is now integrating Miracle Pay into the terminals, people can now pay. You're going to see an astronomical escalation of now crypto payments being used around the world. What validates every transaction are the nodes within the Miracle chain. What is being offered to us is that we can purchase a node, and you would have heard the cost earlier. It's $1,200. When you pay that $1,200, you own a piece of Miracle's infrastructure. You own a node. You own part of the validation of every transaction. You don't have to maintain it. You don't have to renew it. It does not expire. You own it for life. You are owning part of the emerging future of digital finance for the rest of your life. It is willable, it is saleable, and it's just completely passive income. Now, if we were to just take the figures that we talked about earlier, where global transactions in stable coins and digital currencies last year was 4 trillion. If 65% of that is being processed by Miracle Pay, and there are only 210,000 nodes, and each node equally validates every transaction of which we are paid a fee. We don't have to pay anything from the fee. We don't have to pay any maintenance cost. There's no renewals, it just sits there and it's earning 24/7, 365 for the rest of your life. It never stops transacting. Because transactions with crypto is happening every minute across the globe. And we are part of, in 120 countries, we are part of 65% of market share that's handling crypto transactions through Miracle Pay, through Ingenico, Pax, Verifone, and NCR. And by the way, we are just talking about stores, we are talking about supermarkets, restaurants, wherever. We are not even talking about the online payments that are done in crypto that will now be available. And Ingenico controls most of the online checkout platforms. If you go into Walmart, you go to insert your card or swipe your card or look at the name on the terminals in Walmart. All of Walmart uses Ingenico. So when you go to Walmart and you're involved in the crypto world, you now have the option to select and pay. And every payment that is being done on any of these terminals in 120 countries, those of us who own nodes, we are getting part of the payment. Well, my brother worked some figures. My brother, who's an accountant, worked out some figures on, if you're talking about 4 trillion annually, he worked out that with 210,000 nodes, of which we're only looking at 65% of that 4 trillion, and 50% of the payment fees of the nodes, each node can be turning a minimum, and that is at the current rate, for every $1 billion, each node will turn about $10,000 to $20,000 a year. So let me see. So when you think about that you own a node, and as the crypto transactions adopt or as they escalate, as more and more people start using it because it's now accessible on a global scale, that will only continue to increase.
Nodes.
This is just I'm not going to just stop here, but this is basically the Miracle ecosystem. We talked about the Miracle chain, that's the blockchain that runs it, the Miracle Pay, the systems. You heard about the wallet, but these are all components of it, which we don't need to get into at this point in time. So I'm going to stop sharing at this point, and we can entertain any questions that you may have about what we've talked about so far. What the offer that's happened is that the reason why Dr. Glasgow wanted to pull this together so quickly is that on the 15th of November of this month, Ingenico is integrating into their global platforms in all of their POS terminals, the Miracle Pay software. That goes live on the 15th of November, starting with Ingenico, and then the other three are going to integrate, and over the next quarter or so, it's going to be all live on a global scale. Right now, when you purchase one node, you're going to get 2 extra nodes free. That offer ends tomorrow, which is why she wanted you all to get this information now to decide if it is something that you feel comfortable with and you want to you want to own part of the infrastructure, you will have to do, if you want that offer where you buy one node, you get 2 extra free, and you own these for the rest of your life. And this is just purely passive income. You're not doing anything. You don't have to engage in anything. You just simply own them and they just generate your income. And that's happening through. And like I said, you pass it. My wife and I were speaking about it, and we said this is actually better than a life insurance policy. Because a life insurance policy, you're paying into it every single month. And you hope that you're going to be able to get a good cash value when it matures, however many years later. If you should die along the way, your family get to cash in on that insurance policy, and the money is dead. This is turning what could be tens of thousands every year. If we should die, our family gets it, but it never stops turning. And it could even pass on to the next generation. Now, while nothing is guaranteed in this life except that we're all going to die one day, the payment platform, these terminals, all that is going to happen is what has been happening over the years. They will just keep evolving. They may even gain in market share, but let's say it only remains at 65% of the global market. They will only evolve. And there will only be other systems that will come along, but Miracle Pay is controlling 65% of the market through these POS terminals. That is a phenomenal thing. I do not know how that comes across to you guys, but I cannot think of a better investment. And there's nothing that you can put $1,200 in that will even turn you $10,000 in a year in profits. There's no investment instrument that will do that. None. How I know? Because I'm engaged with, I'm very familiar with the investment instruments out there. So I can tell you that. But so if you can have an investment of a one-time $1,200, that 24/7, 365 is going to earn you 20, 30, 40, 50. And if you talk about between now and 2030, if the experts say what they're saying, that the crypto transactions could be north of 70 trillion in a year, you're talking about every node turning hundreds of thousands a year by just one node. That's mind-blowing. That's why I said to my wife, I would invest in this before I invest in real estate, which is a headache. And I know it's a headache from experience. So that's what we're talking about here. After tomorrow at 11:59, at midnight tomorrow, the offer goes. And whatever these notes are going to be generating, we have an opportunity to multiply that by 3. By the 15th of November, when the platform goes live, well, this offer expires tomorrow. After tomorrow, it's going to become, you'll get 1 for 1. You purchase 1, you'll get 1 free. Before it goes live on the 15th, the offers go away, and the cost of the nodes are going to go up. And that's the offer that's there right now. What you don't know and what you don't see here, what we did not get into, is the principles behind the company. How stable and how secure is the company? Because you're not seeing that, and so there could be a lot of questions. But you need to unmute your mics and ask any questions that you can so I can fill in the gaps. If you're not familiar with cryptocurrencies, an obvious question is, how are you getting your money? Your money is paid to you in a stable coin. And a stable coin called Phoenix, which is the native token of the Miracle platform. It's paid to you and you start getting paid right away. Even though it has not gone live yet, you're going to start generating income because the Miracle chain, it mines 2 types of tokens, the Phoenix and one called the Merix token. So you start earning right away. So that happens. How do you access your money? Let's say your node is generating income for you and you have a few $1,000s there and you want to access it. How do you do it? It's in the crypto world. You have a card, the Miracle card, and that Miracle card can be used at any point of sale, any supermarket, any vendor, any ATM, in any country. You just simply tap or swipe your card and it's converted into the currency of whatever country you're in. Seamlessly moving from the crypto world into the fiat world with just a tap or a swipe. This type of convenience never existed before. And what it offers the merchants are going to also get involved in Miracle ecosystem because of what it's going to offer them. That's another story. But that's basically, in a nutshell, what it is that's being offered to you. So feel free to ask your questions.
Good afternoon, everybody. Okay, so Dr. Huma, you answered one of my questions, or how you're going to receive your monies and whatnot, and also how you're going to spend it. So do you know what is the rate of payback? It's like 2% per transaction, or anything like that?
It's 3%.
3%? Okay. So how do you sign up, basically? Because I know the offer ends tomorrow when you get 3-4.
You have to speak to Dr. Glasgow. You have to register an account. And once you register your account, from within your account, you make the purchase. And the purchase has to be made either in cryptocurrency or by a direct bank wire to the company. Because you cannot use a credit card. Only people who live in the United States at this point in time can use a credit card.
So cryptocurrency or bank wire.
Yeah. In Trinidad, there are ways that you can access cryptocurrencies. I know that it's accessible in Trinidad, but it's at an exchange rate of 8.5 to 1. But at this point in time, only United States can use a credit card. Outside of that, you can wire directly to the company, but you can set up your account before you do all that. Your account can be set up. There is no cost to set up your account. And then when you're ready, you go into your account and you make the payment. If you're going to go through cryptocurrency, I may have to arrange for you to be walked through that, because when you're making your purchase of cryptocurrency there's a guy in West Mall that offers that service. If you go to him and you give him the Trinidad equivalent of the cryptocurrency, that cryptocurrency, no banks are going to hold cryptocurrency for you. So you have to have a crypto wallet, a digital wallet. When you set up your account has a digital wallet already attached to it. That wallet has to be set up so that when you do the purchase of the cryptocurrency, it goes straight to your wallet. Now from your wallet, on your account, you make the purchase. Outside of that, you send a wire transfer directly to the company, and you have to now email them a proof of your wire transfer, which you get from the bank. You just email them a copy of that, and they will set up everything from their back end. They will turn on your nodes, and when you go into your back office, you'll see the nodes that are there. And from the very next day, you're going to start to see on one of the tokens, you're going to start to see, income starting to generate, even though the platform goes live on the 15th. There's a whole lot as an ecosystem. It's not, we're talking about one aspect of the ecosystem, which is Miracle Pay, how people do transactions with cryptocurrencies on a global scale. That's all we're talking about here. But in this ecosystem, there's a lot of moving parts, and it's going to continue to evolve as all ecosystems do. In a digital ecosystem, the more you participate in it is the more you earn. the more you benefit. So, for example, Amazon is coming on as part of the Miracle ecosystem. Let's say when Amazon comes on as part of the Miracle ecosystem, that's going to be in 26. Let's say Amazon is there are part of the Miracle ecosystem and you want to buy something from Amazon, you will not go to Google or go to a browser and do it. You do it from within your ecosystem. And you pay for it within the money that you're generating in the ecosystem. Why? When you buy from in the ecosystem, you have benefits that if you buy outside, you don't have. And when you pay for it with your cryptocurrency that you're generating. When you pay for it, guess that every payment has to be verified on the blockchain. Guess who owns piece of the blockchain? You. So every time you use your card, not only are you saving, but you're also earning. And that's going to apply for a whole bunch of the other services. It's going to be an entire banking ecosystem. Credit Karma and a couple of the other credit bureaus here in the United States are coming on the Miracle ecosystem so that eventually when they're doing credit in terms of credit cards and you want to have a loan, and it's going to be an entire financial service that's interfacing with vendors of all type and whenever you want to transact with any of these vendors, you do it from within the ecosystem. This is a world that people are not familiar with, but you live within this world, and everything within this world moves by digital currencies, or what they're calling stable coins. So how do you transact into the old world? It's going to happen over a number of years. The old is going to fade away. And just like the World Bank and the other leaders are saying, is that as the years progress, the currencies, fiat currencies, are going to become less and less and less and less and less. They'll probably never go away, but very few countries will literally still have currencies. But there will be many businesses that you'll go to in the next 5 years, certainly within the next 10 years, that you cannot give them a dollar bill. They don't want to see paper. Not in developed countries. You might find that maybe in some of the third worlds. But in developed countries, as it is right now in America, people don't even want to. There's some places that you can't pay them a check. They don't want a piece of paper with a check. The time is coming where they will not even want to see a bill. The most they will accept is a card. Now, the unbanked that could not get cards because they don't have the wherewithal, that's going to change for them now. They will now have access to the digital economy. So it's going to be a shift that's going to happen over time, and over time we're going to migrate more and more into this new economy. So this is at the beginning. We're at the beginning of it. So think about this as when Amazon was starting, when Elon Musk was starting Tesla, before he started SpaceX, before electric vehicles, when he was talking about electric vehicles, everybody was saying all kind of things. Now every car manufacturer is making an electric vehicle. And there may only be 30 banks in North America that's offering crypto services, but in the next few years, that's going to only grow, right? Because it is inevitable. That's just the way the world is going. We just happen to be at the beginning of it. And we happen to own part of the infrastructure that's running the crypto transactions and a large part of the global economy. Well, I can't begin to tell you the potential that has in the transaction fees that we are sharing in and what that could mean down the road. So basically, that's it. Any other questions? I came off of a session just before this. I rushed this, having met with some people earlier. I have another meeting at 6 o'clock or at 6:30. I have other things that I got to take care of, but I'm happy to be here. But I'm just saying that to say, if you have questions, if you have anything at all, let's do it. Let's bring it up.
Somebody was asking me if with the offer now with the 3 if three persons could share it to pay the 1,000 to if they could share that in three.
No, it's owned by one person. That person can choose to give away, to sell, or to will away any of them if they want. But that is in one account's name.
Okay.
There is a way that you can earn it in the sense that if you were to register an account, to register your account, you don't have to pay anything to register your account. But a person can register an account, and if they were to share this offer, well, of course, it's very late in the game now. If you were to share whether this offer or not, whether the offer is on or not, if you share this and let's say I think it's four people bought nodes, then that would have earned you your node. Either 4 or 5 people. So I don't have I'm not clear on the figure, maybe 4 or 5. So I could register my account, and as a partner having registered an account, if I talk to 4 or 5 people and they said, this is a good thing, and they bought their nodes, then their purchases would have earned me my node. So that's one way a person can get it if they don't have the funds to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Outside of that, you just purchase your node. Once you own your node, you can then do what you want with it, but it's not going to translate into money to somebody else.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So if somebody don't have the money to purchase it now, but they still want to go ahead, what's the date again?
Well, they can register for no thing. The offer for one and you get 2 extra nodes free, that ends tomorrow.
Tomorrow. And then the offer for
Then there's one and you'll get one free.
one free.
I'm not sure what day that ends, but it's going to be before the platform goes live on the 15th.
Also, that's just now also. And then the normal time factor with you buying your one, the price will go up.
Yeah, the price will go up. Once the system goes live, the price goes up. There's no more offer, and the price will go up. What the price will go up to, I'm not sure. I'm still trying to find that out. But the less nodes there are, the more the price is going to escalate.
Right. And how much you said it have again?
It's going to be 210,000 nodes. How much nodes are sold? I don't know. But there are 210,000 nodes. It could be more than it could very well be more than 100,000 nodes. I personally think, just from being in the space, communicating with people and navigating things around, that I would say that I would be very surprised if it was not way in excess of 100,000 nodes already sold.
Mm.
But how much the actual figure is and how much I wouldn't be able to say. The nodes are being sold all the time by people all over the world. And the offer was closing a few days ago, last week. And the company extended it till Monday because the volume of people that were trying to get in on the last day, the volume was so great that the system was not processing it all. The deadline, the time went, and they were still trying to process the volume of people that were trying to buy nodes. We know of one guy that bought 100 nodes.
Mm-hmm.
So the company, because of that backlog, the company decided to extend it to Monday. So tomorrow, there definitely will not be any more extensions. And so you don't really want to wait either, because there are going to be I'm pretty sure there can be a lot of last minute people trying to rush it in and truncate the system again. But, I don't know. That's the nature of people. They always wait until the last minute
Yeah, I know.
to try to do it.
Well, I'm actually interested but just that the deadline tomorrow, having now heard about it, I don't see how.
Marsha, I will tell you what is the easiest way for you to do it and the fastest way for you to do it. Well, actually, the fastest way is if you were to get your hands on cryptocurrency, because you'll just get in, it'll just be done. It will go from the purchase of the cryptocurrency at the individual in Trinidad. It goes straight to your crypto wallet, which is going to be on your account, and you pay for it right there. It's a seamless thing.
Is he going to create that wallet for me as well?
Pardon?
Is he going to create that wallet for me as well?
No. He has nothing to do with your account. He's just a provider.
Okay.
He's just going to make the cryptocurrencies accessible to you, and he's doing it at a rate of exchange of 8.5 to 1. So if that is okay with you, if that exchange rate is fine with you, you go and you give him the Trinidad equivalent of the 1,200. He is going to give you the crypto equivalent, but he can only put it onto a digital wallet. It can't go anywhere else. It can't say he's going to send it to your bank, and it's not something physical you can hold in your hand. That's why they're called digital assets. They're not actually physical things, even though visually they show Bitcoin and all these things as coins, but they're not actually physical things. They're all digital. It's just like how cards work. We don't see the money. It's just numbers being transferred across computers, really. So he will send the equivalent. It has to go into a digital wallet, which is
So how do I create that?
You have a crypto wallet, but you have to set up that crypto wallet so that it can receive what he's going to send. So when you buy it, he's going to ask you for your wallet address. He puts in the wallet address and he sends what you just purchased straight to your wallet. You then go to,
How could she set up this crypto wallet?
I'll have to get Justin one is to walk her through setting it up. I don't know all the steps in setting up the crypto wallet. That crypto wallet is a MetaMask wallet, which is one of the safest crypto wallets you could have. And but so that can happen today. She can set that up today. She can go and see the guy in Westmall tomorrow, transfer the funds straight there, and the purchase, and that's done. Or if she's going to wire the money directly to the company, she has to go to the bank, wire it to the company, and as long as it gets in there before the time passes, it will be honored.
So if I know someone who actually has currency, can I ask them to probably sell it or lend it to me and they transfer it to my wallet? Could something like that happen?
But if you have that kind of access, if you know somebody that has cryptocurrency and they have enough that they can do it for you, and they'll do it for you and you pay them back. Of course, if you have that type of access, you can do that.
Okay.
So if you want to, you should get your account set up.
Yeah.
Get your account set up ASAP. And once that is done, you need to let me know. I am going to try to connect you with my associate. He's in Canada. And he will help you to set up, either he or his wife. They've been working with us to try and help you to get your wallet set up. Because there's a number of things you got to do to make sure it is well set up and connected into your back office. And once that's done, you just make your payment. That's done. So that's not a hard thing.
Okay, so the company information, I can get that from Dr. Glasgow or
Yes.
from Dr. Glasgow?
Yes, you can get it from her.
Yeah. Okay. I'll try to make it happen.
Great. Questions, guys? Questions? No question is silly. No question is, listen, I don't know much, but what I know is I want this opportunity. So what I did yesterday, day before, I say, you know what, I don't know much, but I want this opportunity. And I went ahead. I went ahead and get it done. Because do
Well, to
I
Glasgow, if you go into your account now,
uh,
I don't know if you've had, it's only, what, 2 days or something.
yeah, no.
But if you go and look into your account now, even though the platform has not gone live, you're going to see that you have balances already beginning to accumulate.
Really nice. Nice.
Right.
I would go and look.
Because your node is already mining the Merix token. Mining is determined in blockchain terminology. In the world, we call it transaction fee. Mining is the word for transaction fee. So when you're mining cryptocurrencies, miners are gaining. And by the way, the way how you make real wealth in this world is not so much the buying and the selling and the trading of it. That is where you can take on a whole lot more risk. The people who have made a multiple millions and billions in the crypto world is through mining or owning nodes that's just getting the fees. That's where the real money is. And that's what you're going to be owning a piece of. And it's an ownership of a software that is yours for life. It just happens to be with the company that is the first forerunner and happen to be connected to 4 of the largest terminal providers in the world.
And listen, what I like about this thing, I like the amount of work I have to do. Zilt. Zilt.
Which is nothing really.
But yeah, by Trinidad to Brazil, nothing. You don't have to go out there and try to get this done, get this person, go get that person, no, bill a high, none of that. You buy your node and you relax and let it grow for you. So then when I think about some people, I selected you to come on your I say like, hey, this could, but once they do like me try and get the funds quick and put it down there, my work done. What I mean? And so you can do the sign up, it's not hard, and then you leave it, let it go, you follow the thing and you know, so you don't have to hurt your head. My tired hurt my head all over the years for to get two penny, you know what I mean? And focus on somewhere else.
Whether you tell somebody about this or not, it's not even the case. You could purchase your node and you don't have to
tell nobody.
I've told my family, I'm telling why, because I can't think of a better investment for your financial stability in the future than this. Because let me tell you, there is zero job security in the world today. Give it another 5 years, there's no job security at all. Government's paying you a pension or a social, it's not going to keep you. And there are very few investments. Guess what? If there was another pandemic or something that affected the markets, whatever investment you got, it's threatened. But guess what? Payments still have to transact across these systems. And in the new world, it's going to be more digital. And so here's what I would suggest people do. Because you're going to still have an opportunity to own a piece of the infrastructure. It's just won't be the same offer. You could just buy. I would suggest that if you could still buy a node, even after November, when the price goes up, if you could still buy one, still buy one. Because what this represents, and what I would suggest people to do is, if you educate yourself, if you go and listen on YouTube, not to these people that are talking off their head that speculating. Listen to the people that know. Listen to the top people on Wall Street. Listen to the Global Economic Forum, the World Economic Forum, the World Bank, the International Monetary Fund. Listen to the authorities and listen to what they're saying. Because let me tell you, the average person in society, they do not tap into these things. And they're all, and as a result, the majority of people in society do not know that we're about to change. It's been gradually going, but we have come to a precipice where we are now going to cross over into another phase of the evolution of digital economies. And this is at the forefront of it. And people are going to then have to start catching up. And they're not going to know about digital wallets. And they're going to, I mean, the banks are going to be there, but the banks are going to gradually integrate, just like some are already doing now. And you know what the bank's resistance is? They will no longer have control. That's their resistance. But as the authorities are even saying, we may as well accept it and integrate it because there's nothing we could do to stop it anymore. So with that, folks, I hope that I have explained it clearly enough that you can get an idea of what the potential and what the possibilities are. When I ran through some figures with other people, in the first year, based on current figures, in the first year of what your node will turn in transaction fees could be between 20 to 30,000 in a year, in your first year. Then it just escalates from there. Between now and 2030, with the global usage of cryptocurrencies, you're looking at maybe 80, maybe 100 grand a year from each node that you own. And you'll be surprised if I even told you that that is even nothing.
One last question. So is it that I'm going to ask for $1,200 equivalent in cryptocurrency?
1,200 US dollars.
Yes, US. Equivalent in cryptocurrency.
Yes.
Okay.
So, and but make sure and set up your wallet first, so you can then move it straight to your wallet. Because when you go out, he's gonna want to know where to send it. And once it goes there and you open your wallet, you will see that it's there. So you will know he sent it. Now you can go and make your purchase and pay from your very wallet, which is on your account. And by the way, if you know somebody that has cryptocurrency and they have that amount, they could pay from their wallet, straight from their wallet, and buy it. And then, so in other words, if you didn't get to set up,
right?
No, what I was to do, set up your wallet and let them send the crypto straight into your wallet.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Hopefully I do that.
And then you sort it with them however after.
Could I ask for a copy of this session, because they may also be interested at the end of the day, it is that they can afford?
Yes, sure.
Yeah.
All
All
right.
right.
Any
If
other
there's,
questions quickly? Because we have to end. Yeah.
If there's nothing else, anyone else? Okay. I suppose, Dr. Glasgow, people will reach out to you and they may have discussions with you. You can all feel free to reach out to me about it.
Thank you, sir. Yeah. All right. So as Dr. Homer said, feel free to reach out. Marsha, I sent you the thing already to sign up.
Yes, I could.
Yeah, so
Thank you for the information.
Well, send it to me, please, too.
sure. Anybody else want me to send it to them? Or you could, if you're feeling afraid to say it here, you can call me and we can get it done.
Yes, send to me too, please.
Oh, I didn't hear who said that.
Fazia.
Oh, I didn't see your name. Oh, it have iPhone. Okay. That's iPhone. All right. Okay, so we will talk. All right.
All right.
That's good. All right, guys. Thanks for coming. Thanks for listening. Thank you, Dr. Homer.
Okay, you're welcome.
God
I'll
bless.
see whoever. I'll see you guys. I'll see you later on.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Thank you very much. That was excellent. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you.